it's on. It's also on Spreaker Radio.
Yeah,
Spreaker.com. Team Netroots.
Greetings. 417-784-5454.
Skype us at netroots.radio. We want to hear from you.
Not much going on. Of course, the company alive had Saturday.
Yeah, Manhattan.
Got that going on too. What New York is trying to do is make that 5 syllable word into one.
Manhattan.
So yeah,
Manhattan.
kind of like that. So yeah, they try to shrink everything.
Like half. Yeah.
That's how
yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8 syllables. They bring it down to 1 or 2 syllables. Like that.
The fun stuff. Did you see? Watch Rachel Maddow last night? Friday
Who was
night?
that?
Rachel Maddow.
I did not. No.
Well, fellow by the name of the attorney for the DC Madam, dude by the name of Montgomery Blair Sibley, is actually filed a request. He even filed it with the Supreme Court asking for permission to unseal the rest of the records of her contact list, client list, because he says it's important to the election. And the Supreme Court has it's on the docket, but it doesn't say whether it's actually going to rule on it before or even before the primary. And Sibley has said that if they say no, he's still going to release it. And this is what people don't quite get, is that nobody really gives a shit if Ted Cruz's name is on there.
No, we don't. No.
Especially Republicans. If it was like Bernie Sanders' name, then everybody would give a shit about it because Democrats are held to a higher standard than Republicans. Actually, nobody gives a shit.
No.
And also today apparently, Donald said, North Korea, Japan go to war, let them. Yeah, this is the man who is actually on Facebook. He actually said his gave his like Chris Christie. Like Chris Christie did when he was running for governor of Jersey, told everybody in the state exactly what he was going to do should he be elected. And he was elected anyway because nobody believed him. Trump has done the same thing. He has said exactly what he is going to do to the nation should he
not
be
for
elected.
The nation, but to the nation,
Yeah, and
it's kind of like Newt Gingrich back in the early 90s, 1994, what he was going to do with his contract.
Well, actually, no matter what, the best way to hide something is to put it out there in the open.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And people will just ignore what is right in front of them because it's like they just do. It's part of human nature. Although we have a better idea of what will happen should Democrats not get out and vote in November, especially the down ticket things. Governor LePage of Maine is refusing to swear in the newly elected Democrat, which means this man cannot take his seat.
Okay.
And you think, and I can guarantee you, if the Republicans hold the House, newly elected Democrats will not be sworn in.
Right. I think that's the way they're going to play it. Screw it. We're not going to sign anybody in, log anybody in.
No, it's only going to be they're only going to swear in the Republicans. The Democrats can go hang, because the Democrats are the obstructionists.
Right.
And everybody is going to let them do it. Don't give a shit, Democrat, Republican, Independent. They're going to let the Republican majority, if there, God forbid, is still one, do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's enough voters for the GOP out there that they could pull that off. Unfortunately. So we'll find out in November. We do have to get out there, get out the vote, obviously. So
well, this is why I'm urging that everybody who doesn't have why I urge everybody who is registered, number one, to check and make sure that they are registered in their state.
Right.
There is a website you can go to where you can check it. I have to go back to my Facebook. And by the way, hi Ricky.
Yeah, the Canucks stand in destroyed
Yes,
us,
I have
and
to. Yeah.
and apparently I'm not on Skype. I don't know, man. Man, what's going on there? But well, it looks like I am. But I guess she's
You're
not
in there.
getting me on Skype. But, yeah,
Well,
I'm
if she
showing
was
up, so
listening
I
to
suspect.
Spreaker, there may have been something going on because I forgot to click
Ah, that
something.
could be too. Yeah, could be
That was
Spreaker.
my doings, kids. I have a decking
Yeah.
thing that I just sometimes don't put through. Although I don't see my microphone highlighted, I'm gonna turn. Oh, okay. Never mind. It only goes gray when I'm.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty good election year, I think, 2016, and we do need to concentrate a lot on the down ballots as well. Like you said, it's pretty important because,
Yeah.
like say with the Lepage or LePage or whatever the hell his name over
LePage.
there in Maine, pulling the crap that he's pulling. I think you're going to see that all in the other 36 or 37
Yeah, GOP
governorships.
governor refuses to leave House, won't administer oath of office to newly elected Democrat.
Yeah.
What other fun things are going on? Apparently, a anti-Muslim, an armed contingent of freedom lovers, unless you're Muslim, decided to have an open carry in front of a mosque to intimidate the
Why
worshippers,
not? Why
and
not?
some members of the new Black Panther Party showed up armed to protect the people in the mosque. And guess what happened? The white boys didn't show up.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that this is going to be a repeat of the real Black Panther Party on the
Right.
steps of the Capitol in Sacramento with shotguns. You are now going to see the NRA in favor of gun control because black people now are showing up armed.
Hey, with guns. Yeah. Exactly. Oh no, not them. Damn it. Our Second Amendment trumps your religious rights and religious freedoms. Damn it. So take that,
Only if you are not white.
you bastard.
And other fun stuff is, and this is, I know this came out yesterday, April 1st, but it really is not an April Fool's joke. I checked. Um,
It was backed up.
Duck Dynasty star has apparently been hired by Fox News as a news analyst.
Who?
One of the idiot people from Duck
Oh, okay.
Dynasty shaped reality.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like a plan. I don't know. You know.
Let's see. But even more important than all of that shit, there is going to be a full MST3K
Yeah, which is
cast
that shit.
reunion.
Crazy enough.
There will be a reunion of the
Huh?
entire cast of Mystery Science Theater 3000 coming up.
No, that's
That is
stuff that
more
we keep
important
getting
than
up.
anything else.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
so
much.
help
That's
me,
right up there.
if Frank isn't there, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Frank Conniff rocks. He's hilarious.
So that should be a fun time. Should be a blast had by all, no question about that. To get that cooking. I only saw that program maybe I don't know maybe 8 or 9 times, but they were all good. I just never stumbled. I never had it on my calendar or whatever, but never had that many opportunities to watch it. But when I did, it was a pretty good show. No question about it. Good stuff.
Yeah, I love Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Hell yeah. All good.
And what other cool shit am I going in? I'm just listing down stuff. I'm just going through my Facebook profile
Yeah.
page because this is where all the good stuff is.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
let's see.
Indeed.
Oh yeah. This is the other thing that all those religiously oppressed Christians can now really flip their shit over with the passage of religious freedoms bills
Yeah.
in various states like North Carolina and Mississippi and the like. Muslims can now claim that they can now state without repercussion because they are legally allowed to say, you are an unmarried, unescorted woman. I don't want you in my cab.
Right.
You are not a married couple. I don't, without chaperone, don't want you in my cab.
Right. Right.
You're a Jew. I don't want you in my cab. You're a Christian. I don't want you in my cab. You're drunk. I don't want you in my cab.
Yeah. Nothing but trouble. No question.
No, they are now because it's a violation of their religion. Alcohol is
Okay.
a violation of Islam if you're
Right.
observant. Homosexuality
Yeah.
is a violation of their religious
Okay.
beliefs.
Okay.
Unescorted, unchaperoned women
Not good.
who are immodestly
Trans.
dressed are a
Okay.
violation of their religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Sharia law has just been protected. Dumbasses.
There's your Second Amendment right there. Damn it.
And going back to Trump, no, it's not the Second Amendment. That's the First Amendment, religious
That is
freedoms.
First Amendment, but I just
No,
for
I know,
for
but
people out
but
there
don't
bringing their
confuse
guns
people
to
even more than they're
Trump
already confused
first.
about
There
the
you go.
Constitution.
Take that.
Here's another one. Trump said that the way you make yourself look good is to surround yourself by losers. Well, apparently that's why he looks so good because also according to Alan.com, Alan Combs' site, and a link to it is that his Trump executive was arrested for beating up the mother of two.
Alan
Um,
Combs is still alive and still out there. I didn't
yeah,
even know he's still.
yep. Terry, and also I went to a
Oh,
screening of Gilliam's Grimm's fairy tales, his retelling of of the stories, and there
okay.
was a Q&A afterwards with Mr. Gilliam, and he talked about a lot about the heartbreak of trying to get his Don Quixote filmed in La Mancha, and it's looks like it's got new funding, so it's going to go back into production, and I think that is awesome. Terry Gilliam is brilliant, from Brazil to the Brothers Grimm to all of his films. He's a genius.
Pretty good. I got to admit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I love, one of my favorite films, and it's very underrated, which is retelling of the stories of Baron Munchausen. It was
Ah,
a
okay. Yep.
wonderful film,
Yep.
and just such,
Gotta get closer, I guess. There we go.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Not bad.
Let's see.
I guess El Rushbo is in trouble. I guess, or is I guess his
Oh, he's
radio
been in trouble
station.
for a while because the people that have been supporting him,
Yeah.
keeping him on the air, have been his advertisers, or the station,
Yeah.
or the contracts themselves, the
Or the
radio, or
millionaires.
no, no, not the
Yeah.
millionaires, but actually
Millionaires.
the yeah, he's been people, his commercial income has been drying up for a very long time, even before the flush rush thing.
Right. Right. Yep.
So, and he's been kept afloat by,
Contributions from deep pockets, I
yeah,
suspect.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, 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 yep.
Indeed. So that's how it works. I mean, big money. These obviously the 1% are going to prop him up only because
It's
he
not the one.
lives
It's
where he
actually
lives.
it's
So
not the 1%. It's like
the 0.0, I should say the 0.00001%. Yeah. Those
oh yeah,
500 families who are the top five.
I have
Yeah.
a friend of mine who posted on his Facebook page, which I reposted. There, oh, I was going back to the are you make sure you are registered thing. The website is called headcount.org, and there is where you can check your registration status. It's very, very important. If you've moved,
Yes.
make
Because it is.
sure you are registered.
I
If you have
checked that
moved,
the other
make
day.
sure you are registered at your new address. If you don't have ID,
Yep.
request an absentee ballot.
Yeah. Indeed.
If you are in college and they're giving you shit about registering to vote where you are going to college,
Just get an absentee
you're
ballot.
still registered at home. Get an
Right.
absentee ballot.
Yep. Do that.
If they keep your
But
ass from voting, registering to vote within your state because you're in college, you are still registered from your home. Get an absentee ballot. Now more than ever.
yes,
You're not,
indeed. This
there,
year's
I
big.
mean,
It really is. We're going to be so hosed this year if the Republicans get back in office, then get sent back to
well,
Washington
that's the whole
or
the whole
state
idea is that
legislatures.
if
Yeah.
God forbid the Republicans control the House and we get a Republican in the White House,
Yeah, we're
the
hosed.
America we grew up with
Yeah, forget about it.
is gone.
Yeah, it is.
We will
I,
become a
I agree.
one-party
No
nation.
question.
We will become a one-party
Yep,
state.
yep, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Trump wants
And
to
if
have
you're
a
living on
federal
Social
law
Security,
banning
forget about
unions.
that. Yeah, all these things are going to come crashing down. You're not going to get all of a sudden you don't get a social security check. And you're, what the hell? You call social security office? There is no social security office. Damn it, they've been shut down too. So I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, obviously, but certainly within 10 years, 12 years of the dominance of the GOP, all that stuff's going to dry up.
Well,
All those social programs, propping up the poor are going to be gone. Take that, you poor bastards.
God bless. Hang on a sec. I have to go find my reading glasses.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how that works, and that's going to happen. Like I said, it's not going to happen right away. It's going to happen certainly over a period of time, and it's not going to be that long either. Ricky, the Connecticutian.
There they are. I got them.
Is in the chat, and I guess one of her friends out there in Green Bay, which is actually, yes. I think they had the rally over in Appleton, which is like 45 minutes away. For Bernie, I guess, out there in Wisconsin, and I guess one of her friends went to that, so I guess she's. I'd like to attend some of these rallies too. Both, not only just Bernie, but Hillary, Trump, all of them, just to see what's going on and just kind of get an eyeball of what's going on there. That's all. Be able to do some of that once the weather warms up a little bit, so that my gear doesn't, what little gear I have to drag around doesn't freeze up. We'll be out there covering some of that stuff. Let's see. Cumulus supported Limbaugh and his own carrying and extreme Fox propaganda shows on hundreds of radio stations throughout the country. They're all hosted. So we got that.
Yeah. Other things in Trumpville, when you've pissed off Newsmax.
Yeah.
And
not a good thing.
No. They're running an article. This is from a couple weeks ago. Wisconsin conservatives angry Trump didn't back Scott Walker. So he's like having some issues. Yeah. However, we all know that
when you get Mad Max after you, yeah, look out.
Mad Newsmax, yes.
Yes, indeed. So that's going to be fun to see how that unfolds, as they say,
yep.
in days and weeks.
That it happens, Yeah, Trump has been awfully quiet of late, ever since Anderson Cooper, called him a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to call, another rich person a loser?
Can't do that, yeah.
No. Well,
you can, but yeah.
Yes, you can, but but it's very interesting that he has been rather quiet of late. Like, as I asked CBS, why would I want to watch or listen to anything this cretin has to say?
Yeah.
He's
Well, Americans are going to figure it out, because by the time summer rolls around, they're going to get tired of the Donald. I think that's the way that's going to work.
Well, like I said, people are enamored of.
Yeah, he's still going to have a 30%
thanks to the fact that thanks to the fact that shaped reality shows are extremely popular, and the Celebrity Apprentice is just as shaped as the Real Housewives brand and Love and Hip Hop, Black Ink, which is a fascinating show about African American tattoo artists, and wow, there's some good stuff. They're enamored of that celebrity. That's why they love Duck Dynasty. It's not so much that they, it's like, oh, look at it's that people are given the illusion that they're just like, oh, look at that, and they're not. It is all shaped in the editing room and the directors.
No question.
And several years ago, while the one about the 8 is enough, the family with the large number of kids and the messy divorce, at an AES convention, which is the Audio Engineering Society's convention, I talked to one of the guys that worked as an audio engineer on that show, and the woman really was a bitch. but she was shaped. But they edited to show her as being the poor victim. They shaped the reality. So when the divorce did happen, the poor husband got all the shit. It's all done in the edit. It is no this when what is really the thing that is reality is watching people who stream on Periscope and for the most part and
Yeah,
on Meerkat for the most part.
we've got
There's one guy on Meerkat that I follow, and it's just
downtown Gina Brown with us as she
she
has
is. Gina's
entered
here.
the studio,
Is
so
she's
to speak.
here?
Yeah,
Gina, Gina,
she's here live with us
Gina,
tonight. There
Gina.
we go. There.
Yes.
So, that, oh man. What's up with Gina?
Testing 1 2 testing.
Yeah, yeah,
Test,
you're
test,
live and nationwide.
testes, testicles. One,
Yeah,
two, yes.
Yeah, you sound good. Yeah,
Hi,
you're
Gina
live. You're live and
Brown.
nationwide at the moment.
great. I went to the Wally World and got the $199 cheapo computer. I'm finally back
Okay.
online.
All right. Good.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, that's all right. It works.
As
It
long
works.
as it
That's
works,
all. That's
girlfriend.
all it counts. We're good to go.
Thank you.
Actually, those for the price of those, which have like these really inexpensive laptop computers, are really designed to do one thing. Um, there's uh, you can go into a Best Buy and find three that are around that price, but they have like no hard drive space. I'm
Yeah.
still working off a Linux machine that has 2 gigs of memory, but that's fine for what I'm doing, which is just streaming.
Yeah, that's what this has. 2 gigs. And my daughter said she finished her bachelor's. She uses jump drives now, but it
Yep.
lasted 2 years. And I thought, well, geez, I guess I better go for that until
Yeah.
I can afford
How
something.
much drive space, storage space is there on it?
I don't know. I know it says 2 gigs.
That's your
Yeah, that's
memory.
enough. That's enough.
That's the memory. I'm talking about
I think it must
Your
be.
hard drive is probably
the yeah.
a couple hundred
It's
gigs.
slow. I can tell because as it goes to a website, it can't handle,
Right.
a bunch of windows open
Right.
at the
So
same
it has
time.
a Celeron, at least a Celeron or a Pentium
Right.
processor in it. What brand is
Girl,
it?
I did. It's an Acer. I did see Intel Celeron.
There you
Okay,
go.
so
Yep.
the processor is as old as the one on the
Mhm.
Asus. So yeah, it's not going to
Mhm.
be able to really handle. And what you want to take a look is how much hard drive space, storage space you have.
Mhm.
Um, 2 gigs of memory
Yeah.
does not like a lot of tabs open on a browser.
Right. I've noticed this, and that's why this is the first Skype call I've made. So I didn't know how the camera or the speakers sound or
Yeah.
any of that. I just installed some software programs, and I forgot how aggravating that is when you do digress and forget to upload things to the cloud. I was able to save quite a bit, but I'm going to get one of those external cases and get the hard drive out of the other and just
Yeah,
um,
stick that if you put that in
upload it. Yeah.
if you put
That's
that well if you leave the hard drive everything just applications on the drive
Well,
on
I've
that
got the
thing.
photos of the grandkids on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the one I
And
brought.
then use the external drive for everything else. I think you'll be in good shape because you're also going to need that space for
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
work. It'll work out.
It's the one I brought to
It'll
Phoenix.
get you on for a while.
The big cumbersome thing, and it had a year warranty, and I got right under 28 days. Well, over 28 days, over a year, and there it went.
Right. Right. Well, it'll work. It'll work for a while. As long as it hangs in there, we're good to go. That's not a
Yeah,
problem. Yeah.
and folks like you guys pointing me to Newegg and places I can go to get the deals I need to get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. There you go. We're all about getting the deals. There's no question about that. We shop.
Yeah,
Get the rock bottom price we can get on some of this gear, no doubt.
that's right.
Oh,
Gotta
is
start.
yours a cloud does yours run on the cloud?
It does. It's Windows 10, so it automatically runs to the cloud.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But I haven't got all that set up just yet. I will, um, but eventually I'll get something else.
Yeah, that'll serve you until
Yeah,
you
that's good.
can. Yeah, I mean, I'm still using the Asus that Wink thankfully.
really?
That thing, yeah. How do you think I use it to stream.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
Onto,
still using that. Yeah,
I'm using it
oh,
part of it.
as
Yeah, so
as
I
my
remember.
streamer, as my
Girl, I think
streamer.
I remember this bet.
Yeah, I mean when Netroots comes up,
we use whatever we can get.
the
Let's put it
the
that way.
um the the Asus will stay here,
That's why
and
we're
the MacBook
yep.
Pro that I got as a gift will come with me to St.
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah, exactly.
Speaking of St. Louis, guess where I'm going the end of April?
Sweet. You still
St.
come?
Louis.
There you go.
Nice. Are you still coming
What's
to
going on out
Netroots
there?
Nation?
No, not in July. I'm going in April the 28th till May the 1st.
Okay.
They're having a May Day workers rally at Mother Jones Museum.
Oh,
Awesome.
cool. Sweet.
Love it.
And yeah, and Rosemary Fuhrer invited me to come out.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Not sure what platform or how
Right.
large a crowd.
They
However,
might be able to stream it though. They might be able to stream it. We might be able to pick that up. So that'd be cool.
someone was
Cool.
suggesting that.
Yeah.
Someone was suggesting that. I do know that they're having a Hollywood producer and a set coming out, a filming crew. They're going to do a documentary about Mother Jones. So I finally get to tell some stories from Cabin Creek about Mother Jones. So that's going to be exciting. That happens Friday, more in a private setting, and then Saturday will be the rally, and they're going to film that taping too. So when I see anything on social or see any advertising about it, I'll float it around. But I've been enjoying grandkids and just kind of been out of the loop for a while, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, being a real person rather than the 24/7 politics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You,
and
you,
then
you need everybody needs a mental health break now and then.
Yeah, you do. You do. I no doubt about that.
I know, like sticking the toe into the tepid water. Do I really want to get into this water or not? No. But if I can stay on my topic that I love and enjoy and tell stories, well, there I go.
Well, yeah.
And so, yeah, and I'm hopeful from there that I can start speaking at feminist events and share some of my own personal stories that, I was able to empower and move myself through based upon a lot of the stories I heard growing up. Yeah. Because I sure fall back on a lot of that sometimes. Sometimes the way I talk is it's what I heard. And my husband used to say, "You got that from me. I said that," and I said, "That's good stuff. I'm using your stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm not above what is that called?
Stealing.
Yeah, mimicking or honoring or
yeah.
Hey,
yeah, if it's good, I'll steal it. Yeah.
Doing an homage.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't good stuff, I wouldn't be using it.
Of course not.
Yeah, you just got we all steal. That's all. If there's something, we hear something, we pick that up and use it.
Well, the good thing is about being grassroots. We're not running for office, so we're not worried about plagiarizing, are we?
No, I'm not too worried about it. No.
Do I sound worried?
Assume they get every 15 cents they get out of me. That's about it. Take that.
Yeah. So what's been going on up there? With everything. I didn't send anything in this year, but how's everything going? Is it going to be a bigger event than Phoenix because we won't have the immigration situation now?
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Really, I haven't really got into it that deeply yet. But yeah,
I don't know yet. They haven't announced, done their layout or who's going to be in the hall or what's going on. I am still annoyed that it was hijacked. I'm still upset about the hijacking of the Phoenix Netroots Nation. It was hijacked. It was about, it was in Phoenix specifically to support the Hispanic Latino community and the undocumented people that live and work there and pay their taxes there, and the American and the Latino and Hispanic American citizens that are also harassed there, and it was hijacked, and I'm still pissed off about that.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. That truly, I think, was the takeaway, the most important takeaway when we do our deltas and our good and bad of an event, and you debrief. We call it the debrief because, of course,
Yeah,
it's an operation, it's an event. That is the number one takeaway that really, really, really should have been
because
addressed.
the inequities still that are pervasive within the African American community is the focus for St. Louis.
Yeah,
And you know
and
damn
we
well
we
it's
knew
and you
that
know
was coming.
damn well that dreamers are not going to be allowed to hijack it.
No, and you
And the
know
other thing that's going to
yourself.
be interesting is what liberal progressive politician is going to want to show up after being called white liberal or progressive white supremacists.
Yeah, that was a bit out of character. And
And
then all of that hard work they
and
did
and
out
that
there, that
and that was
those
actually
great documentaries and
a
everything.
slap in the face to the person who on the board who said Black Lives Matter could stage their little um, guerrilla theater, which was that beautiful piece of "If I Die in Jail,"
Hmm.
because apparently, as far as I am going to presume that is what he was told that they were going to do, was to present this
Yeah, what was
piece.
his name?
Um,
What was his name?
I'm not going to name his name because he got
Well, he did a lot of the work filming out there of the
yes, and he got screwed over by them too
oh,
after at a
yeah,
rally when the spokeswoman in quotes said I don't care if people vote. She doesn't want people vote. She wants to keep them away from the polls.
well,
Yeah. Yeah.
he did a lot of
Which
great
reminds
filming.
me of the young college aged black men during the 1960s who were telling you know young black men and women that they were acting white if they went to college.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All that nonsense.
We're
Yeah.
old
Back
enough
then.
to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know especially young black men and women, but black men especially need to get out and vote. It's their lives really do depend on
Well,
getting to the
there are.
polls.
We got a little local. And there's been some folks talking about it because this new guy, of course, he's running against an incumbent, but he has a great idea for first offenders. Instead of sending them through probation and that private probation, getting that fee, he just send them to anger management or send them to, if it's whatever weed or whatever,
Yep.
first offense. Then report back to the judge with your paperwork that you finished the classes and you're gone. It's dismissed, erased. You
Yep.
move
Yep.
one private corporation that runs a probationary
They
a
got privateers running probation
Well, here's the
out there.
of
problem with
course, of
privatization.
course.
Man, oh man, I
Here's the
cannot
problem
believe
with the
that. I mean, I
privatization.
knew it was from the
I need
prisons,
Let me
but
explain something. One of the reasons we have to get rid of the privatization of the criminal justice system
yeah,
is that there is a contract, and the
What's
contract between let me
constituted?
finish the contract between the state and these companies says you will have x we have x many beds, you will keep these beds filled. If you don't keep
Yes,
these beds filled, you will still pay us for the empty
yes,
beds. The same thing with
yes.
the probation department. They have a
That's
contract to
right.
have so x number of people on probation at any
yeah,
given time. Somebody's
That's
not
right.
on probation, they still have to pay for that empty body.
And baby, whether you know it or not, the court system itself is on the stock exchange. Just go to Dun and Bradstreet and type in Brunswick Magistrate Court. It's trading on the open stock. So all of these tickets and code enforcements and things that they make money from, bail bonds, there's people sitting in jail for a traffic ticket, have to wait over a year for a trial here in this little
right,
county.
right.
Poor people. Of
Yep.
course, this affects poor people.
Oh hell yeah.
So, this is why he's got a lot of young people kind of excited because on the social media, we've been letting
Right.
some of these millennials know. Now, they would love to see something like that enacted. And I also believe it would excite millennials if they actually see it on hand, right up front in their own community, an easing of suffering behind this kind of paperwork and bullshit because it's just, a judge's cousins that opened the probation office, and then their aunt and uncles opened
I just don't.
rehab.
I don't get how these offices get opened up by just some Joe Blow coming and say, hey, we're going to we're taking over the the system.
I'm
And,
kind of scared for this young
We
guy.
can we can do it. We can do it less expensively.
Well, girl,
It's all about how much money can be quote unquote saved. When in the
you
long
gotta
run, it
remember,
costs more.
you always know what I say. This young guy, he's from Buffalo, New York, got his law degree, came down here to practice, and I'm thinking he's going to cut off the probationary services from first offenders. Oh no, they're not going to elect him. Matter of fact, I said, he may get some death threats. I mean, it's terrible, but this is, you really lay your life on the line. This is really what gets me upset about people that say, when I pull the lever, I am um, voicing my concern. No, you're not. Get your ass out there and pick it, or go take somebody to the poll. Do something proactive. Don't just go behind a curtain and pull a little lever and act like with your anonymity that you've changed the world and you've done your duty. It's not enough.
right.
People are risking their flipping lives out here, trying to change the system. The system needs changed. And
well, if you've got the
like
judicial system on the trading on Wall Street, I mean, oh my God, you just got to say, what the hell's up with that?
Well, that's when you know that it's not about like tolls fixing potholes in a road. When it's a company that owns the road, and it's a family owns the road, or the toll booths. It's like it's nothing going back into the infrastructure. Same way with the magistrate court. It's not like a East Bloss task where we know that penny's going to the schools or this or that. Where does that money go? That is the question. It goes to the board of directors, honey.
Okay,
Goes
Gina,
to
what was you said to? Okay, I just went to Dun and Bradstreet's website. Was that
yeah.
the Brunswick Magistrates Court?
Yeah, well, put in your city. It doesn't matter what city you
No,
put
because
in.
okay, this is business credit, so they're not there.
You have to go under search for I'll go right a quick and find it. Yeah, it's done, and you can look up any little magistrate court, and that's also why they do not have a cleric in there taking notes. They don't record magistrate court. They don't have a stenographer in there because it's a monkey court. That's
they don't need one. Yeah, this is a private court. We don't need that nonsense. And we're just going to find them guilty and charge a fine. We'll get a fine out of this guy somehow.
So Dunn's. I'm doing the B&D Dunn's number lookup. Look for the company. So I will type in Brunswick Magistrate Court Incorporated.
Yeah, because when you're talking about these things being on Wall Street, we're in trouble. That's all.
Yeah.
You can stick a fork in this country, that's for sure.
And we've been in trouble for quite a while.
Oh yeah.
What the problem is, they're not paying. We're paying with Federal Reserve notes. I mean, so when we're out, and they want you to pay the fine before they come into court.
Okay, if you take off the incorporated, there are no records. There is no record.
Well, I kind of like it though. It's I see the potential and possibility.
I'm gonna find it exactly. I should have pulled it up before I even.
That's all right.
This thing is hard to do with Windows and have tabs open and.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Pretty tough to function.
And there is a certain way you have to do it to find it. I mean, it's not like it's easily found. You understand?
Exactly.
And someone had to show this to me. And then when I started typing in Waycross Magistrate Court, there it was.
Right.
So it's not just my little city.
Right.
Well, no, that's because you have to look at it by county.
Yes.
Brunswick does not have a magistrate court. Glenn County does, and there are still no records for it.
Okay.
I don't know, because I mean.
Did you find it? It has a number. I mean, you can buy stock if you want to buy stock from them.
I'm gonna be trading tomorrow. I'm gonna go down there because I know Georgia.
There's a lot.
There's gonna be some high fines there in southern Georgia. There ain't no doubt about that. So.
Well, tell me a little bit about this year Trump. I read something about these people over there all my Republican relatives were calling saying, "Well, I don't know why all those liberals had to fly to St. Simon's Island and Jekyll Island, and they're trying to stop Trump and this social media." And I was like, "Well, for God's sake, where they created the Federal Reserve, and the South never lost the war. Why wouldn't they make a big decision about Trump down there?" you know,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
just
yeah.
tickles me to death.
You're listening to Netroots Radio, netrootsradio.com, and we got downtown Gina Brown. So, there we go.
Oh yeah,
You know,
and speaking at Mother Jones Museum, I don't know if it's a museum opening, and we're also going to be doing some vignettes, a little poignant portions of stories for the West Virginia Mine Wars Museum in conjunction with the Mother Jones story. So I'm really excited to have a professional film crew that's going to be able to get for
that's awesome.
posterity. Yeah, for posterity. And boy, do I have some stories to tell. I'm going to tell them.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Gina Brown, as usual, getting it done. That's what I like about that, because she does have the stories. Trust me on that.
Well, man, people just don't understand. Just 100 years ago, my great grandfather was nailing blankets over the windows so they
Yep.
could hold a meeting in the
There you go.
dark with the candlelight.
Yep. And it wasn't that long ago, really.
No. And I got a daughter graduating, going to be teaching high school, and I told her she better join that union because it's over 60% of teachers here in Georgia don't vote.
And that's something. Man, oh,
It's
man.
very sad. They could be a very effective union and a pool of voters, but they don't.
They don't get out there. Yeah.
Well, they're afraid. They're very
Right.
intimidated.
Of their job. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Somebody peeking over their shoulder as they're casting a ballot, and oh yeah, okay, we got to get rid of this one. Another liberal teacher down here in Georgia. Damn it.
So what's going on with of course, in the news? I mean, what's going on with Brussels and all of this? What's
Yeah, there's a lot. That the Brussels story is still pretty strong, I guess. And anytime you get
Euro going to fail? I mean, are they going to break up the European?
Yeah, I don't know. It could.
Well,
it's
that's
pretty
one of the things that Daesh is wanting, because it will throw the economy of the European Union into the toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all about at this point creating economic chaos in the European Union.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was wondering about that. And I wanted to know what y'all's thoughts were. I mean, it's okay to read, blogs and this and that, but in one respect, you're reading someone else's opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
I agree.
Do background research and research. Okay, where do you get that information? And is that true? And
right.
But we all know something's happening. Something's got to happen. Something's got to give.
Well, I mean, this is what we're going to be living with the next 15, 20 years, because I mean, these guys aren't going away.
Well, I think how we need to look at it is that nobody brings up the IRA, the provisional IRA, which bombed Herods, and took the uprising out of Northern Ireland and into England with the terror attacks and the shooting of police. And after the everything got settled in Northern Ireland, a lot of the provisional IRA people were not really happy with the fact that they were no longer able to go around and blow up people. So they took their skills and exported themselves and trained some of these and trained some of Al Qaeda. Because because you didn't really see, while you had Hamas and Fatah doing basically blowing things up in Israel or shooting things up in Israel, you can sort of do a parallel and see where car bombs started happening in the Middle East. Because it was the IRA that used car bombs it was a car bomb that exploded outside of Harrods.
Right. No doubt about that. Yeah, I mean, it's I guess you could say they're kind of modeling themselves after the IRA and that whole
But the other thing
Uh,
that we have to understand, and the West is going all about fighting Daesh, incorrectly. These guys know how to use media, and when apparently they nobody is using people with social media savvy to counter their propaganda.
right.
Well, there's a good website, Metanoia, metanoia-films.org. It's got some great documentaries on there about this type of terrorist type of um, action that's been going on for years and years and years. I mean, this is not something that corporate master just learned. This is something that they've always used to move the masses to agree to legislation that normally, possibly free under Magna Carta or under Constitution, people wouldn't have allowed the type of legislation that's allowed to pass because now it's under the guidance or guise of national security. You know, once it's about national security, there's no holds barred. And that's exactly what's happening in Brussels. This is a national security matter. You know,
Well, it is the whole, basically, the entire freaking planet's involved. So at this point, so I mean, it's I mean,
yeah,
the planet is pretty small these days.
yeah.
I mean,
And what do you think
you're in
about
your neighborhood pretty much when you're talking Europe.
yeah. And so it's spring, I'm thinking about planting a garden. I mean, I'm just don't want to count on being able to go to a store and get my food. I mean, 5, 10 years from now, I'm hoping I have, a nice, because we get 2 growing seasons down south here a year.
Right.
And I think that this permaculture movement is something that's going to be needed. Um,
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
yeah, to get through that. Do you know anybody that's doing that?
I do not. No, not off the top of my head or whatever. But yeah, it's
You know any nice communes that need a white crazy woman about
that's
50?
right. Yeah, yeah, we do actually. So I
I
mean,
could sew.
yep.
I could cook.
I think that's going to happen over the next 15, 20 years, mostly because nobody's going to have a job that pays more than 17, 18, 19 bucks an hour anyway.
And I think the millennials understand the need and the reason for
Yeah.
it.
So I mean, we're pretty much going to have to live in a
Well,
commune type,
actually, I'm going to say
deal.
something about a lot of the millennials. I think they consider themselves entitled bitches.
Yeah, but I'll disagree with that because
No,
they've
because
had
look, when
issues.
Occupy Wall Street was here, as soon as the weather got cold, they all went home to mommy and daddy.
Well, some slept on the floor over there at Beth Bogart's. I do know that.
Oh, but they weren't sleeping outside. If they were really hardcore about Occupy, they would have slept outside, just like the homeless people they
Well,
displaced from Zuccotti Park.
They picked the wrong time of year to start that. There's no doubt about that. If they'd have started in
well,
June or July, even, they would have
you
had a
know,
much better, um,
look here,
And
the
they went
corporate
and they
master.
went and they went
They
all conspiracy theory
much better outcome. Let's put it that
as
way.
well,
Well,
which
they needed to try this consensus type modeling of government because when shit hits the fan, what do you think we're going to be doing?
consensus
We're,
doesn't work because all it takes is for one person to say no and it doesn't happen. Why do you think the UN really doesn't? The Security Council, UN is it doesn't work. It's a consensus body.
yeah,
Security Council doesn't work because it's a consensus body. All you need to
yeah.
do is have one person say
But
and
what
it
you're
doesn't
going to do
happen.
on
You know,
a
and
local level,
let's talk about Occupy and consensus. They wouldn't let a civil rights leader speak,
yeah, I remember these days.
and that was consensus. They
It
didn't
was a
want this
it
man
was a
speaking.
trial. It was only a trial, Kelly. It was only a trial.
You
This
know,
is
I
what
I
this is
was
why
there.
these kids really these
I was at Occupy New York. I was
well,
there.
I actually drug my white ass with a black pastor up there and was very impressed that they had already come in out of the weather.
Yeah.
Well, I
Just
was I was out there while the weather was all really good, and I was homeless at the time.
well, I was very impressed with the beautiful minds. These kids, some of them had left their doctorates and left law school, and just to sit and listen to the topics that they were talking about. I mean, it was so deep and quite beautiful, but it was sad to see it not happening because I myself, in a way, I wish I could have lived in a time when a person stood on a soapbox out in front of Parliament and was talking. And if you liked what he was saying, you could stand there and listen. If you didn't, you'd go on a soapbox. I think that freedom of speech and being able to express yourself is something we really can't do anymore. And
Yeah,
we get so
nobody wanted to listen to John Lewis. Not one of them wanted to listen to John Lewis. Not one of them wanted to listen to a sage elder who had experience in what they were wanting to accomplish, and they did not want to listen. When I posted that picture of the homeless woman writing her sign at Occupy, I got accused by somebody of staging that photo. Somebody said, "Oh, we gave them a corner of the park to sleep in." Well, until they all moved in and gentrified the park, they were all sleeping all over the park. They gentrified Zuccotti Park. They made it safe for the business people working at One Liberty. Because they no longer had, because once they left, the homeless people have never returned to Zuccotti. I was part of Occupy Wall Street until they started going all New World Order conspiracy theory. And then I had to leave. Because New World Order conspiracy theorists end up becoming anti-Semitic. All you need to do if you don't believe me, there is a group called New World NWO/Illuminati Resistance, and everything there all has to do with it's 97% anti-Semitism. The Jews are behind everything, conflating Smithers with Rothschilds. I mean, holy shit, there are people that believe Mossad was behind Brussels and every other fucking terrorist attack, and they control ISIS. Because it's easier to hate the Jews because we are historically hated than to say that there's some, insane people running around in other religions. Luckily, we weren't accused of being, behind the Irish Republican Army when they were blowing up, buildings and marching through Protestant neighborhoods, killing people. I get accused of being a dual loyalist because I'm a Jew. Muslims get accused of dual loyalists because of their religion. Europeans are the only people that do not get accused of being dual loyalists because they're white-skinned. And yeah, I'm a little pissed off about Occupy because what could have been really a cool movement shot itself in its foot. I have interviewed with people from Veterans for Peace and talked with them. I couldn't get an interview with a single Occupy person. I saw a lot of older people out there. And to me, they were all pushed aside because they were old people. Occupy could have been a really extraordinary movement, but they did themselves in. Now everything has Occupy in front of it. What the fuck is Occupy Democrats? What are you going to occupy? I don't see anybody doing anything to change the Democratic Party from within. A lot of whining and pissing and moaning about Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but there is no real, and you hear some movement, but I don't see any real uprising within the Democratic Party to encourage her to resign for the bullshit she is pulling. And I just, where are these, God bless Bernie Sanders and all the young people he's bringing out to his rallies. My big question is, are they going to turn the fuck up and vote? That is all I care about. Are they going to turn up and vote? Or are they going to sit it out because they may not like the fact that Hillary Clinton may get the nomination? A lot of Bernie supporters are saying Bernie or bust. Fuck Hillary. We're not going to vote. Every non-vote for the Democratic candidate, no matter who it is a vote for whomever the Republican nominee is. That is why I called millennials spoiled brats. They don't get their way, pick up my toys and go home. I still have a fucking student loan to pay off. I don't see anybody coming to rescue me. I had a $10,000 student loan, and if I were working right now and had the money, do you know how much my minimum payment would be, including interest, because I've had so little work? Over $500 a month. I now owe more in interest than my student loan, than the principal on my student loan. And I don't hear anybody talking to me about relief. I don't know if I could go to Rolling Jubilee and say, can you pay off my loan? Can you buy my loan? I'm 61 years old. I'd probably get laughed at. That is what I'm saying. Millennials are all about themselves. Most of them. I want to hear about millennials that are working for Habitat for Humanity. I want to hear about millennials that are doing good works without exploiting the fact that, oh, look at me, I'm helping somebody in a wheelchair, because that's what a lot of that is. And you have these feel good stories about somebody who's done something nice for somebody with a physical disability or a mental disability. It's more about the person than about the person they are helping. In fact, I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to write to Rolling Jubilee and explain to them my situation and see if they would buy my student loan and forgive it. You think they would do it? Awkward silence. Anybody there? Have I been talking to myself all this time? And you're listening to at the Roundhouse Power Hour here on netrootsradio.com.
But what you're doing is um, taking money out of somebody's pocket,
Yep.
and they're not going to like that. You're going to have. I think people are ready for something like that, and I think even higher up, the feds, they would like to see something happen to what's happening locally. But these people, I call it big fish in the little pond.
Yep.
They have a scenario, and then they have a quota. It's like the cops have a quota how many tickets they got to write. Well, guess what? So does, like Kelly said, they have so many beds they got to fill. They got so many.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's not one good guy and one bad guy. It's just the system is broken,
Right.
and it is not an honorable system at all.
No,
So
not at
why
all.
should we ask for people to live with nobility if even with nobility they're being punished?
Right.
And what I
Right.
mean by that is if they show up to pay the ticket and say they fix the lights and they fix this and that, I have seen them still fine them, and
Right.
it used to not happen that way when we were kids. You would
No,
let a
not at
police
all.
see your ticket, check your light. You
Yep.
never had to pay nothing.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
it's not. It's way beyond punitive now. It's just um,
Yep.
very
We've
sad.
we've run out of time. We got to get out of here. But
Yes,
thanks
Well,
for
great
thanks for
talking to
stopping
you.
on. Thanks for stopping by tonight and
Yeah, yeah.
giving us that stuff. So hopefully you come out again sometime very
Yeah.
soon.
Yes, come
All right.
back.
With that,
Yeah, yeah. And the West Virginia Mine Wars reenactments, May 22nd. I'll be up in West Virginia. I hope somebody
absolutely,
could come see me.
absolutely, get that plug in. Appreciate the time.
Yes, sir.
And
Good
we'll
night, y'all.
Good
see you soon.
night.
Yeah, love you both.
We're out.
Bye.
We out.